Prologue, whispers beneath the methane haze. Welcome to Night Chemistry, your midnight observatory of calm. Tonight, we travel far beyond Mars and the gas giants, descending through the orange twilight of Saturn's largest moon, Titan, to listen for secrets hidden beneath its frozen seas of methane. Breathing prelude. Inhale softly to the count of 4, drawing Titan's crisp nitrogen air into imagination. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, letting today's concerns drift away like hydrocarbon snowflakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat once more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel shoulders unclench and thoughts settle into quiet orbit. Beneath swirling clouds rich with benzene mist, the moon's northern hemisphere shelters the vast Kraken Mare, a liquid methane sea stretching wider than the Mediterranean. At its center floats the titanium-hulled research platform Selene Station, tethered to a latticework of drilling gantries. The station's thermal vents radiate a soft teal glow, their waste heat the only warmth in a landscape where surface temperatures cling near 94 Kelvin. On the main deck, cryogeologist Dr Amara Quill checks a slim data wand. Moments ago, the autonomous cryobot Nereid 7 vanished beneath Kraken's waves, slipping through an ice aperture, descending toward possible pockets of liquid neon predicted by gravitational anomalies. Neon, normally a noble gas, condenses into a shimmering liquid here, forming superfluid puddles that flow without friction at a mere 27 Kelvin. A green diode blinks. Deep below, Nereid 7's spectrometer detects an infrared pulse, a repeating line at 703 nanometers. The signature cannot belong to methane or ethane. It belongs to neon, pressurized, superfluid, and vibrating like a giant tuning fork beneath the crust. Above the drill deck, Titan's thick haze separates moon from cosmos. Yet faint starlight pierces gaps, casting opaline reflections across glacial ridges. The silence is so complete that even the rumble of the distant tether engines sounds like a lullaby. Quill records a log entry in low, steady tones. First definitive emission line confirmed. If superfluid neon lies beneath Kraken Mare, we may be looking at a natural quantum data reservoir, matter that can store information indefinitely. Wind kicks up small ripples of methane around the station's pontoon skirting. Each ripple, chilled almost to solid, carries microcrystals that softly clink against hull plating like chimes made of glass and snow. Tonight, we follow Nereid 7's signal through 20 kilometers of ice to hear the ocean's whispered song. We will explore how frictionless neon could become humanity's archive of dreams, or its coldest temptation. Breathe in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let the methane rain fade from awareness. Let curiosity guide your inner voyage to the still, glowing depths where Titan keeps its silent records. Our expedition begins. Chapter 1. Drilling the Frozen Mirror. The deck lights of Selene Station dim to twilight mode, bathing every console in cobalt blue halos. Outside the viewports, Kraken Mare lies motionless, an obsidian sheet of liquid methane so smooth it reflects the station's pylons like a frozen mirror. At the bow gantry, the quantum bore module awaits activation. Its spine is a meter-wide cylinder of carbon boride alloy, encircled by ruby heat pipes and gravimetric stabilizers that hum in gentle counterphase. Settling breath. Inhale to a count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, drawing in the imagined cold purity of Titan's night. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, letting stillness take root. Exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, releasing surface world noise until only curiosity remains. Preparing the descent. Dr Amara Quill stands at the master panel with cryoengineer Devon Matsuura and data chemist Dr Nia Al-Khalid. Overhead, holographic schematics display the sea stratigraphy. As 0 to 0.2 kilometers, methane waves minus 178 degrees Celsius. As 0.2 to 4 kilometers, hydrocarbon slush, riddled with nitrile crystals. 4 to 15 kilometers, solid pressure ice phase I. 15 to 20 kilometers, ice phase II hard as granite. Is almost equal to 20 kilometers, projected neon interface, temperature 27 K, pressure 1.5 GPa. A single misalignment will snap drill or cable. Yet the reward, superfluid neon, could rewrite data science. Under Titan's pressure, neon condenses from noble gas into a frictionless quantum liquid. Below 25 Kelvin, it becomes superfluid, flowing through itself without resistance, carrying thermodynamic vortices that trap coherent quantum states like tiny, perfect rings. Matsuura checks the magnetic pulsimeter tacked around the drill tip. Coils balanced, phase divergence under 0.02 radians. If the interface is real, we'll know the moment the bore crosses it. Alcalid uploads a string of entangled qubits to onboard diamond non-airings. If superfluid neon floods the chamber, vortices should imprint and preserve the qubit pattern. A field test of memory in a liquid. Quill enters the command key. Cryogenic pumps roar to life, pushing hot helium into outer pipes to carve a protective melt sheath through the first meter of icy crust. Through the methane above, the drill sinks. Cameras broadcast slow hepatic ripples of dark liquid parting around the bore collar. 20 seconds later, methane gives way to grainy slush. Ice crystals scud across the lens like drifting planets. Quill narrates for the station log, speaking in the steady tones night chemistry listeners recognize. Depth 200 meters. Temperature profile falling predictably. Slush density indicates minimal clathrate interference. Breathing calm everyone. Micro breath. Inhale, 1, 2. Hold, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Matsuura tunes the gravimetric stabilizers. An invisible wave passes through the hull, tidal tug from Saturn's mass 1.2 million kilometers away. The stabilizers compensate, keeping the drill absolutely vertical, needle straight. At 4 kilometers, the drill enters ice phase I, opaque, brittle, yet porous. Acoustic bursts map microfractures, preventing runaway cracks. Each meter extracted reveals trapped pockets of ethane that flash freeze into crystals shaped like shattered glass fans. The silence of deep ice. 15 kilometers down, external microphones capture a new sound, glissandos of creaking ice that resonate like cello strings. Titan's crust flexes in slow motion. Even the creaks unfold across whole minutes. Quill's voice drops to a half-whisper. Temperature now 41 Kelvin. Pressure 900 megapascals. Entering phase 2 ice, oxygen atoms shift, entangling hydrogen bonds into a tighter lattice. Harder than granite, but brittle as sugar. To breach phase 2, Matsuura engages the quantum pulse chisel, a coil that delivers picosecond bursts of phonon energy. The ice ahead liquefies for mere nanoseconds, letting the drill pass like a hot pen through wax, then resolidifies behind the collar. Time stretches into meditation. Each operator's breath syncs with line skin beats echoing through headphones. Thump, 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 slow, steady, hypnotic. Contact with the neon sea. At 19.7 kilometers, the drill's torque plummets to near zero. Pressure sensors spike, then stabilize. Deep ice silence is replaced by a soft, rising hiss, like wind across distant grass, impossible under kilometers of frozen rock. Interface reached, Matsuura announces, eyes shining behind visor glass. Alcalid isolates the capture chamber, closes feed valves, and watches gauges fall to helium temperature. Inside the borehole, superfluid neon climbs against gravity, drawn upward by the drill's own surface tension. It lurks at the viewport, translucent, colorless, yet rimmed with turquoise Cherenkov-like ribbons where decay photons hit the liquid's quantum vortices. A sliver slips into the capture chamber. Internal gyros register weight loss. Superfluid neon levitates the chamber core by generating a microvortex, canceling mass along one vector. The whole assembly floats free of mechanical mounts, held only by magnetic tethers. Demonstration of zero viscosity. Quill activates a laser Doppler probe. Inside the chamber, a micron-scale polystyrene bead hovers. In normal liquid, Brownian motion would jostle it randomly. In superfluid neon there is no viscosity, no friction, only quantized vortices. The bead drifts, meets a vortex line, and whirls along it at constant velocity, never slowing, never speeding, hitching a ride on pure quantum flow. Alcalid transmits the entangled qubit pattern. Sensors watch phase interference inside vortex cores. The pattern embeds like ink within crystal, but ink that never bleeds. Quill breathes a measured exhale. Lossless storage confirmed. We have liquid memory. The ocean speaks. Just then, the chamber's acoustic mic picks up low-frequency pulses. 4 beats, pause for beats again. Matsuura realizes it matches the gravimetric tide cycle, Titan's crust flexing under Saturn every 15 hours. The neon sea is ringing Titan like a bell, each tide imprinting slow sonar across the moon. Quill records the rhythm, overlaying it on atmospheric audio track for night chemistry. Listen. The ocean sings a lullaby measured in billions of molecules sliding past with no resistance. She invites listeners to breathe with the pulse. Tidal breath. Inhale through 4 silent beats. Hold through 2. Exhale through 6, matching the neon's gentle return. Everyone on bridge and all who listen across the solar internet share that rhythm, humans aligning heartbeat with alien sea. Surface surprise. Suddenly, surface-level methane sensors spike 300 parts per million. Kraken Mare begins to glow faint cyan under the haze, as though moonlight has ignited beneath. On deck, technicians lean over rails, staring as shimmering ribbons snake across the dark sea. Matsuura checks subsurface pressure. Stable. The glow is photonic tunneling, Neon's Cherenkov aura is leaking up through microscopic fissures in the ice. For the first time Titan reveals Neon's presence to the naked eye. Silent turquoise auroras drifting under black methane waves. Quill presses record. Visual confirmation topside. Subice neon communicates by color. Containment and reflection. Capture chamber seals. Superfluid sample sits weightless in magnetic cradle, temperature 27 Kelvin. Alkylate suspends vortex imprint test for later. Priority is surface stability. Quill orders the drill to idle, allowing borehole walls to cool and seal. She writes a note to Earth's regulatory board. Extraction feasible, but neon ocean interacts delicately with tidal morphology. Recommend in situ study over bulk removal. In the background, soft instrumental pads fade up, generated live by on-station composer Lisa Rue, who turns Titan's new sonar into modal chords for the audio stream. The effect is lullaby calm, as though the moon itself hums an accompaniment. Quill faces the deck cam, voice low. First contact with superfluid neon achieved. We tasted a quantum liquid that flows without resistance and carries the music of Saturn's tides. Next, we test whether this ocean can hold more than our data, perhaps fragments of our collective dreams. Final breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, let the neon's glow fill imagination. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, acknowledge wonder. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, release tension into Titan's vast, quiet night. Chapter 2. Memory in a liquid. The cargo capsule glints silver as it climbs from Titan's gravity well, magnetically slung by Selene Station's mass driver. Inside the vacuum-jacketed hold floats a sphere no larger than a grapefruit, 200 milliliters of superfluid neon sealed within a sapphire quartz shell. Around the shell hum 3 induction rings, gently realigning quantum vortices so the sample remains weightless and friction-free even through thruster jolts. 50 minutes later the capsule docks with Hyperion Relay, an orbital laboratory prowling Titan's night side at 1,300 kilometers altitude. Hyperion is a spinning ring 100 meters across, its rotation creating 1/3 Earth gravity along the outer rim. Here, synthetic silk trees bloom in microgardens to absorb trace carbon. Between their silver leaves, scholars taste coffee made from recycled methane water, and astronomers whisper about an ocean that remembers. Settling breath. Inhale for 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, imagining the silence of space hugging Hyperion's hull. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, feeling calm anchored. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, letting background hum fade from thought. The archive chamber. Dr. Nia Al-Khalid guides the neon sphere into Archive Bay Theta. The bay is a dark cathedral, rows of cryoracks curve like pews, each prepared to cradle future spheres. At the center stands a spindle table of aerogel glass, laced with gold nanowires. Electro-optic mirrors project a lattice of violet light, forming a 3-dimensional grid that hovers above the table. As soon as the sphere touches the node array, Al-Khalid explains to the recording mic, we will attempt direct qubit seeding. For control, we load 1 petabit of entangled photonic states, then reread after full orbital sunrise. Quantum engineer Dr. Santiago Rao taps at a palm pad. A whisper of static flows as 96 entanglement lasers prime themselves. Each laser fires picosecond pulses through nonlinear crystals, producing photon pairs whose polarizations define the qubit string. Fiber channels route the pairs into the neon sphere through 6 diamond waveguides. Inside the liquid, vortices capture photons, locking their phase indefinitely, at least in theory. In the observation gallery above, Dr. Amara Quill watches through polarized glass. She still tastes Titan's hydrocarbon air in memory, flavored by anticipation. Around her, visiting dignitaries in pressurized lab coats remain silent, afraid to speak over history in progress. First right cycle. Rao signals readiness. Al-Khalid lowers ambient lights until only the violet lattice glows. The neon sphere levitates, held by twin magnetic collars. Pulse synchrony counts down. 3, 2, 1. All lasers fire in synchronous salvo. A glow a shade between cerulean and white floods the sphere, then collapses into bright threads tracing vortex lines inside the liquid. Sensors show temperature steady at 27 Kelvin. Internal phonon noise remains indistinguishable from vacuum baseline. Data transfer completes in 12 seconds. Al-Khalid reads checksum. Integrity 100%. A quiet cheer ripples through Hyperion's loop corridors. For the first time, human knowledge has been written into a naturally occurring quantum fluid. The Vitrina test. Next comes the crucial demonstration. Vitrina, from Latin for glass case. A protocol that proves the liquid can hold context as well as code. Quill steps to the console. We embed a sensory archive, a 2-minute 3D audiovisual recording of Titan's methane drizzle striking Selene's hull. She keys a file. Microphoton bursts encode sound pressure gradients, angles of drizzle impact, and hues of an orange half-light sky. The pattern writes in real time into the neon, each droplet's frequency mapped to a standing wave ring inside a chosen vortex. 30 seconds later the file finishes. The sphere glows faint turquoise, then settles back to near transparency. Al-Khalid triggers a test erase on a redundant path outside the main sample. In a silica memory wafer, repeated delete-write cycles degrade coherence within minutes. In superfluid neon no such degradation appears. Rao's instruments measure decoherence at less than 1 part in 10 quadrillion per hour, well below cosmic background fluctuations. Breathing with the data C. Hyperion switches to sleep shift lighting. Quill requests a station-wide broadcast. Listeners across the Night Chemistry Network, breathe with us as we wait one orbital sunrise for the first readback. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 for, feel gravity lighten as if floating inside the neon. Hold, 1, 2, 3 for, let your mind imprint a quiet idea. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release trusting the liquid to keep watch. Orbital sunrise and the readback. Titan's day is 16 Earth days long. Hyperion completes a revolution every 90 minutes, but the crucial test is synchronized to local sunrise over Kraken Mare. 20 hours pass. As the rim of Saturn glitters behind Titan, sunlight refracts through the moon's haze, turning the sky of Hyperion's viewport a bruised violet. Al-Khalid initiates readback. Fiber taps siphon photons from 4 vortices. Rao's phase analyzer reconstructs bitstream. Checksum returns perfection. Now the sensory archive. Speakers in the bay play a soft patter. Methane droplets on metal, captured exactly as they fell. Holographic panels display Selene's deck in high resolution. The inflating drill rig tense, the cyan glimmer that had surfaced when neon first breached the ice. Listeners in remote cabins report gooseflesh, for the recording has depth far beyond conventional audio. It is as if the neon has turned into a living crystal of memory. The DreamLink prototype. Rao proposes the next leap. We attempt limited neural coupling. The aim is passive playback, no thought writing. Hyperion's medpod holds a volunteer, engineer Mai Igarashi, fitted with an EEG halo matching the one used for the lithium cognition experiments months earlier on Mars. This time safeguards abound. Local Faraday cage, low-power trans-neutral frequencies, and immediate manual override. The neon sphere remains isolated in Archive Bay Theta. Opal thread fiber carries only read photons into a closed holomask worn by Igarashi. The dream feed begins. Kraken drizzle, deck lights, distant rumble of tides 200 kilometers beneath the ice. Igarashi's EEG shows alpha waves swelling, followed by gentle theta, typical of borderline sleep. 20 seconds and she speaks, voice calm. I can feel the deck beneath me cold through my boots. I hear the methane drops. But also, There is rhythm behind it, like the moon's slow heartbeat. Quill's eyes widen. The ambient rhythm she describes matches the tidal 4-beat pulse recorded in the neon during drilling. Bran, connected remotely from Mars, notes the difference from lithium resonance. Neon is not stimulating new cognition, it is delivering pristine playback of stored experience. The sense of presence is memory fidelity, not induced telepathy. Rao ends the session at 2 minutes. Igarashi wakes, heart rate normal, expressing wonder but no discomfort. No trace of alien emotion or after effects. Ethics board deems neon playback provisionally safe. The memory market. News flashes across interplanetary nets. Superfluid neon can hold petabits in a teacup and play them back with experiential fidelity. Earth syndicates see new Alexandrian libraries. Hypercapital conglomerate Centauri Archive offers a €1 trillion contract for exclusive right-head patents. The Titanian Citizen Council counters with a resolution. Knowledge is shared horizon, not private stock. Quill in Midnight Call with Selene Station sums it up. Our ocean could become humanity's subconscious. We must decide whether to drink from it or drown it in ownership. Listening public joins the debate in night chemistry comment streams, wondering if voices they whisper tonight might echo forever beneath Kraken's crust. The frictionless debris problem. While negotiations unfold, a technical snag surfaces. Micrometeoroid impacts puncture Hyperion's hull weekly. Maintenance crew apply self-healing polymer patches. Yet inside Archive Bay microfragments of superfluid neon seep through nanopores despite triple containment. Quill watches a droplet float, pulled only by thermodynamic currents. Rao models worst case. If 10 liters escaped into station lungs, neon superleak could line ducts, reducing drag so dramatically that centrifugal airflow becomes unstable, causing vortex whirls to stall recycling fans. Such fans supply oxygen. To mitigate, Vera Hansen designs vortex traps. Honeycomb cells coated with graphene aerogel, each cell hosting sub-Kelvin helium gas that cool pins stray neon instantly into harmless beads. Installation reduces risk to negligible, but the incident reminds everyone that zero viscosity is both gift and hazard. Micro-breath. Inhale. 1, 2, absorbing lesson of diligence. Hold. 1. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, seeing safety as ongoing process. Toward the collective dream. Hyperion's council votes to begin Project Chorus, an open ledger repository where volunteers can archive sensory vignettes. First snowfall on Europa domes, a child's laughter echoing under Ceres ice tunnels, the heartbeat of a dog in lunar gravity. Each file tags positional metadata so future listeners can map human experience across the solar diaspora. Centauri Archive pushes back with legal pressure. Titanian courts, citing sovereign stewardship, stall proceedings. But corporate negotiators hint at subtler move. They may extract neon directly from other moons, bypassing Kraken restrictions. Quill drafts an open letter to planetary unions. We must adopt a code. Superfluid reservoirs are living archives. Extraction without consensus risks erasing narratives before they form. Public sentiment rallies. Hashtag neon keep stories trends. Closing reflection. Archive Bay theta dims. The sphere rests quiet, holding 1 petabit of raw quanta plus the soft percussion of methane rain. Hyperion rotates into Titan eclipse, and Saturn's rings glitter like silver ink on black vellum. Quill begins night chemistry's evening farewell. Ocean breath. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine data swirling weightless in liquid crystal. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let wonder crystallize. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release, carrying only calm into sleep. Tonight we have written memory into a sea that knows no friction and read it back unspoiled by time. Yet the true test is ahead. Will we protect this ocean as keeper of countless voices or drain it for temporary gain? Listen well, for in its pulse may lie our answer. Chapter 3, Echoes of the Collective Dream. The main habitat ring of Hyperion Relay drifts through Titan's eclipse, lit only by soft cyan strips along the floor. Inside Dream Lab Delta, midnight volunteers settle into cocoons shaped like almond shells, each lined with graphene silk mesh that cradles the spine in 1/3 G gravity. Thin fiber loops run from cocoons to the Neon Sphere Archive 1 deck below, carrying quantum-keyed photons in perfect darkness. Settling breath. Inhale 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the cool hush of deep space fill the lungs. Hold 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, sensing heartbeats slow. Exhale 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, releasing surface world static. The chorus protocol. Lead neuroengineer Dr. Santiago Rao reviews the night's script. Chorus protocol links 8 sleepers at passive read-only level. No personal data leaves their skulls. Only the archive stored sensory patterns flow inward. Safety hinges on 3 safeguards. 1. One-way photon stream. Optical diodes prevent brain output from reaching neon. 2. Phase-limited playback. Carrier frequency stays below neural stimulation thresholds that trigger lithium-like resonance. 3. 2-minute cycle. Each feed ends before REM onset, avoiding subconscious overwrite. The sleepers are a mosaic. Miner Yara Sato, xenobotanist Olaf Ndlovu, composer Lisa Rue, nurse technician June Singh, and 4 graduate fellows who volunteered after psychological screening. Above them, Rao watches EEG ribbons dance in calm alpha waves. Dr. Nia Al-Khalid stands by the sphere. "We load the Kraken lullaby, set first," she says, referencing the methane rain soundscape encoded in Block 1. A nod from Dr. Amara Quill in the observation gallery. Rao begins the feed. First bloom of shared presence. Photon pulses slip through waveguides, down fibers and into visor-thin hollow masks. At once 8 EEG graphs rise in amplitude, alpha merging into low theta. Yara's fingertips twitch. Lisa hums one note, perfectly pitched to the drizzle pattern. Rao measures synchrony index. It climbs past 82%, higher than any previous read. Then something unexpected occurs. A 9th trace appears on the EEG console, a faint composite built from the weighted average of all 8 signals. It hovers like a ghost channel, stabilizing at the same frequency as the neon sphere's internal vortices. Rao frowns. "We are reading an emergent aggregate." He checks safeguards, still intact. No outbound path exists. Yet sleeper brains, entrained by identical input, have spontaneously phase-locked into a shared rhythm. Al-Khalid whispers, "Collective dream." No neural output written, but mutual resonance inside their heads. She taps data markers but avoids cancel. The volunteers show calm vitals. 2 minutes tick by. Rao terminates playback. EEGs return to baseline. The ghost trace collapses. Debrief in the Halo Lounge. Sleepers step from cocoons wearing gauze slippers, sipping warm algae tea. Rao records post-session impressions. Yara Sato, "I stood on Celine's deck, yet sensed others behind my eyes. Not voices. More like knowing someone was beside me, sharing the same inhale." Olaf Ndlovu, "I smelled cedar wood though Titan lacks trees." Could be Yara's memory leaking through. Lisa Rue, "The drizzle sounded deeper, layered. As if 8 years merged into one. No anxiety, only mild euphoria." Rao notes perfect recall of the methane cadence, but with added undertones no single participant perceived alone. Quill summarizes for night chemistry listeners. "We have witnessed humans weaving a single perceptual braid, using neon as weft. The liquid held the pattern stout, but the mind supplied shared warp." Micro breath. Inhale, 1, 2, acknowledge wonder. Hold, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, ground and calm. From experiment to temptation. News of the collective dream sparks frenzy on the interplanetary mesh. Centauri Archive offers funding to build dream parlors where paying clients can merge memories. Green Horizon activists warn of consent erosion. Titan Citizen Council schedules emergency hearings. Meanwhile, neon demand skyrockets across the outer colonies. Unregulated prospectors scout Neptune's moon Triton, whose crust might hide similar seas. Hyperion scientists fear a neon rush echoing Earth's lithium scramble. Sneak extraction at Kraken Ridge. 2 Souls later Selene Station alarms. An unregistered crawler submersible, marked CA Fast Track, drills kilometers south of authorized grid. Ice sensors show sudden pressure drop. Rogue coring device siphons raw neon upward. Quill contacts operator channel. Unauthorized extraction risks tidal destabilization. A corporate pilot replies with static. Crawler dives deeper. Station laws forbid weapons, yet Quill authorizes Helix drones, non-lethal sonic disruptors. Drones emit phased ultrasound that fractures crawler's drill tip. Extraction halts. But not before 2 tons of neon slush fill portable flasks. The slush vents into Kraken Airlock Bay, meeting Titan's surface temperature. Neon regasifies, supercooling local methane. A flash frost forms, then cracks. Methane waves splash cyan as microvortices glow, releasing captured photons into the sky. 3 surreal minutes, luminescent ribbons dance across Kraken Mare, visible from Hyperion with naked eye. The spectacle looks like art. Rao sees danger. If enough neon escapes, we will lose data integrity and alter surface convection, perhaps triggering quakes. Selene seals breach, preventing larger leak, but the incident shifts mood from curiosity to vigilance. Tides inside the mind. Back on Hyperion, Bran, connected via holo from Mars, analyses EEG logs. He overlays the ghost trace onto the neon sphere's vortex oscillations. Graphs align perfectly. Hypothesis: collective brainwaves modulate neon vortices indirectly, even through read-only channel by small feedback loops in photonic emission spectra. So small safeguards missed them. Bran's conclusion: neon remains passive, but brains entrain to each other when reading identical high-fidelity memories. In groups, this spawns a metastable aggregate. Beautiful, yet one step from echo chamber. Al-Khalid proposes resonance caps, light masks that randomize carrier phase slightly per user, preventing perfect lock while preserving clarity. Rao prototypes firmware update. A quiet revolution in music. Composer Lisa Rue requests lap time. She feeds a micro-composition, 8-part harmonic canon, into a secondary sphere. Volunteers replay individually with resonance caps. Each hears unique timbral nuance, yet group correlation yields a richer chorus when mixes overlay. Rue streams result during Hyperion's night shift. Workers report heightened relaxation. Quill incorporates the chorus into night chemistry programming, letting listeners breathe alongside Titan's tides and 8 interlaced voices. Chorus breath. Inhale 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, feeling multiple melodies merge. Hold 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, sensing shared calm. Exhale 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, returning to solitary self, yet touched by gentle union. Council on Conscious Archives. Titan's Citizen Council gathers in Selene's holographic rotunda. Representatives watch footage of neon-lit drizzle and clandestine extraction. Debates burn long into methane dawn. Proposals tabled. 1. Neon moratorium, pause all extraction until ecosystem modeling extends 50 years. 2. Collective license, allow small harvest strictly for shared memory archives accredited open source. 3. Commercial stewardship, grant quotas to fund habitat expansion. Centauri lobbyists push option 3, citing mental health benefits of communal dreaming for overworked belt miners. Green Horizon argues for option 1. Quill endorses option 2, balancing study with culture. Vote delays when seismic monitors ping. A microquake ripples under Kraken Ridge, the site of rogue extraction. Ice shelf shifted 2 centimeters. The council realizes time is thin. Night chemistry reflection. Quill addresses global listeners from Hyperion Garden Deck, where synthetic silk leaves rustle in recycled breeze. Tonight we learn neon can braid our perceptions, gifting shared calm yet hinting at echo. We glimpsed corporate hunger that might tear open Titan's shell for profit, and we felt the moon's crust shudder. Stewardship is no longer abstract. She invites a final exercise. Tidal harmony breath. Inhale 4, imagine the neon sea glowing far below. Hold 4, hear 8 heartbeats converge into 1. Exhale 6, release intent that the chorus remain gentle, never coerced. And now settle into sleep beneath the methane haze. May your dreams drift safely, unbound, until the dawn of our next experiment. Chapter 4, Cold War of Warm Hearts. The honey-amber twilight of Titan drifts across Kraken Mare as Selene's station bobs gently on the liquid methane sea. Inside the rotunda, holographic banners hover in mid-air, one bearing the snow-white nautilus of the Titan Citizen Council (TCC), the other the star-blue sigil of Centauri Archive. Between them floats a slender hourglass, its grains replaced by glowing neon vortices that swirl patiently downward. Settling breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, feel the calm weight of low gravity. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, let shoulders unclench. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Release today's static. Opening gambits. Governor Helena Maris stands at the central podium formed of translucent ice glass mined from Titan's crust. Her voice is soft but resonant. Centauri Archive petitions for a 10-year license to harvest 75 tons of superfluid neon annually, in exchange for deploying 3 deep-sea stabilizer pylons that will monitor ice tectonics. The Citizen Council proposes an alternate plan: zero bulk export until long-curve ecological impacts are modeled for 50 Titan years. Opposite Maris, Dr. Lucius Vidal, chief negotiator for Centauri, replies with charismatic ease. Titan sits on the brink of an information renaissance. Superfluid neon is the only medium capable of archiving human culture for millennia without entropy. Denying Earth immediate access would be an ethical disservice to billions. Council Chair ESI Okafor counters. The ethical disservice is treating this moon as a hard drive. Titan's neon ocean is a living environmental system. Disturb it recklessly, and you risk cryovolcanic cascades that will redraw the northern hemisphere. The hourglass rotates, counting the debate in vortices rather than sand. The diplomacy chamber. Up in Hyperion's Hollow Theater, Dr. Amara Quill, Dr. Nia Al-Khalid, and neuroengineer Santiago Rao watch the broadcast. A transparent overlay tracks sentiment across social feeds. Earth population leans 62% toward Centauri's export plan, outer system colonies lean 78% toward a moratorium. The solar system is split, tensions running between those who crave limitless memory and those wary of geologic risk. Quill rubs her temple. We need middle ground before public rhetoric hardens into policy lines. Al-Khalid scrolls through telemetry from Nereid 7. We might have scientific leverage. Neon tides appear to modulate methane rainfall. Disturbing the ocean will alter Titan's climate in ways Centauri hasn't modeled. Quiet corridor negotiations. That evening Quill accepts Vidal's invitation to speak privately in Celine's observation lounge. The lounge's dome reveals Saturn looming behind thinning haze, its rings a sheet of pale ivory. Micro breath. Inhale, 1, 2, invite curiosity. Hold, 1, stay grounded. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, hold steady voice. Vidal offers warm algae tea. Surely, Dr. Quill, you recognize neon's potential. Immune variants, deep sleep education modules, cross-colony empathy therapies. We share that vision. Quill meets his gaze. Shared memory must never override planetary integrity. Titan already sings. If we pluck out its strings, the music stops. They sip in silence, Saturn's rings gliding across the sky. Quill senses an undercurrent. Vidal believes Centauri's stabilizer pylons will mitigate any damage, but he has never felt ice shift beneath methane waves. She slides a data slate across the table. Pressure temperature projections showing how extraction above 30 tons annually risks lowering crust integrity below the brittle threshold, potentially birthing new geysers. Vidal's confident posture softens slightly. This is unpublished? He asks. It is preliminary, Quill replies, but peer review begins next Sol. Please read before tomorrow's round. Midnight microsabotage. While debates smolder above, Celine's subchief of operations Iona Savis receives an encrypted ping from an unknown IP. Compensate for neon loss with shielding credit, €600,000. Savis owes debts from a failed shipping venture. The message carries a blueprint. Sneak 1,000 liters of neon into Centauri cold flasks staged in Cargo Bay C and falsify flow logs. Savis hesitates, then deletes the message. But intrusion detection flags the attempt. Security AI Hermes alerts Quill and Council Chair Okafor. Savis confesses and resigns. The incident adds fuel to the Council's claim. Market forces target Titan's resources by any means. Breathing break for listeners. Quill addresses night chemistry followers. Clarity breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, take in the crisp hush of methane seas. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, feel pulse steady. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, send clouds of doubt out into space. She summarizes, negotiations hinge on the ocean's unknowns. Patience is stewardship, haste may drown both science and life. Titan's methane snow monsoon. At dawn shift, sensors register an unprecedented spike in methane rainfall, double the previous record. Exterior cameras show curtains of shimmering droplets, lit cyan by stray neon photons still venting from the rogue drill breach. Hydrocarbon snow piles against habitat walls. Selene launches drones to sample precipitation. Analysis reveals neon-charged nitrile ice crystals that lower local albedo, meaning more sunlight will warm the surface slightly. Okafor seizes the data point. Here is live evidence: extraction already perturbs atmospheric dynamics. Centauri counters. The surge results from vent leakage, not controlled pumping. Our stabilizers would prevent such events. Quill knows truth lies between extraction amplifies risk, and real-time feedback systems may not anticipate sudden phase change thresholds. She proposes a demonstration. Controlled pulse test. Using a microbore near Selene's platform, engineers release exactly 5 liters of neon slush beneath Kraken's surface under controlled conditions. Drones track resulting temperature and pressure waves. Within 30 minutes, haze thickness rises by nearly 5%, and rainfall intensifies in a narrow plume. After 3 hours, haze thins and patterns stabilize. This localized storm proves sensitivity. Council streams findings. Public sentiment shifts incrementally toward caution. Centauri's public relations strike. Centauri wields its own asset, Project Memoria, a neon sphere containing the entire digital art archive of 20 extinct Earth coral reefs, rendered as immersive holofields. They invite Titan residents and delegates to a demonstration on Hyperion. In a dark chamber, participants experience vibrant coral gardens, hues impossible under Titan's ruddy light. Children of maintenance crews gasp, some tear up. The demonstration proves neon's capacity to preserve lost beauty, tugging hearts. Afterward, Vidal asks, "Would you deny humanity this miracle?" Chair Okafor responds with her own question. "Would you trade Titan's living wonder for bound nostalgia?" Both vantages hold beauty. Which future breathes? The Warm Hearts Accord proposal. Quill, Al-Khalid, Rao and Governor Maris convene a midnight brainstorm. They craft the Warm Hearts Accord, a compromise aimed to satisfy memory hunger while guarding Titan's crust. Key clauses. 1. In situ archive priority, 90% of all data must remain in Titan's neon sea. Earth and extrasolar colonies receive remote quantum read access, not physical export. 2. Adaptive extraction ceiling yearly quota begins at 5 tons, scaling only if 10-year seismic and atmospheric metrics remain within 3% of baseline. 3. Ethical dreaming charter, collective memory playback must use phase offset resonance caps, maximum 2-minute windows, opt-in only, all logs public. 4. Stabilizer benefit sharing, Centauri funds 6 smart pylons monitored by open-source AI, data rights shared with TCC. 5. Audit mechanism, independent committee of Titan, Earth and Outer System scientists review metrics annually. They dub it Warm Hearts to stress mutual sympathy. Showdown in the Rotunda. At the next plenary session, Maris unveils the accord. TCC votes unanimously yes. Centauri caucus hesitates. Vidal requests recess, confers with board via quantum lock channel. He returns with counteroffer, raise initial quota to 20 tons. Okafor shakes her head. Atmospheric models show 20 tons risks monsoon amplification that will flood low-lying outposts. A hush settles. All eyes track the hourglass. Neon vortices inside swirl quicker, triggered by subtle tremors as a distant tide surges under Kraken crust. Nature reminding them debate has real mass. Vidal inhales. 10 tons initial with possibility to scale pending data. And we accept clause for open AI oversight. Okafor consults her tablet. Quill nods, Rao nods. Maris smiles softly. The Warm Hearts Accord passes 14-3. Collective breath. Inhale 4, picture the neon sea. Exhaling ease. Hold 4, honor the fragile moon. Exhale 6, let hope radiate outward. Post-vote reverie. That evening Hyperion hosts a small concert. Lisa Rue debuts Neon Cantus. 8 voices layered through the archive's gentle playback, resonance caps active. Audience members describe a sense of unity without mind merge. Distinct melodies remain yet harmonize. The song becomes night chemistry's closing theme. Quill records final reflection. Politics is memory too. Tonight we archived compassion beside coral colors, inside a sea that flows with zero friction but demands balanced touch. We chose warm hearts over cold rush. Breathe easy, travelers, until Titan's tide sing us forward again. Closing breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, cradling calm. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, sensing gratitude. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sink into rest beneath rings of Saturn. Chapter 5, Cryovolcanic Rift. Titan has rotated 5 local days since the Warm Hearts Accord. From Selene Station the methane sea looks tranquil, broken only by specks of starlight dancing across oily waves. At dawn shift engineers lower the first Centauri citizen stabilizer pylon, a graphite titanium tower 40 meters long, through an ice aperture west of Kraken Ridge. Its purpose is to pin the crust, buffer neon tides and prove cooperation can work. Grounding breath. Inhale 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, feeling icy air tighten the chest. Hold 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, letting stillness settle. Exhale 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, releasing tension toward Kraken's depths. Sudden surge beneath the ice. At minus 500 meters the pylon's seismic anchor reports normal load. Technician Yara Sato calls readings to deck. Yet 200 kilometers south, near an old prospecting shaft marked CA Fast Track Beta, obsolete sensors spring to life. Pressure spikes by 18 megapascals in 30 seconds. Quill watches numbers scroll across Selene's main display. That shaft should be sealed. Who reopened it? Automated ping returns, pump ID Vesper 9 active. The tag matches a small corporate skimmer lost months earlier. Someone has restarted it, drilling deeper than Warm Hearts permits. Before security drones can investigate, cryoseismographs erupt with red columns. A subsurface burst fractures ice to the neon interface. Superfluid ripples push upward, dragging methane pockets. The mixture breaks free in a geyser of cyan light. Birth of the neon plume. Bridge cameras show a pillar, 50 meters wide, shooting skyward beyond Kraken's eastern horizon. It glows turquoise, trailing filament arcs of electrons that sizzle against Titan's haze. Methane condenses around the plume, crystallizing into daggers that fall like blue snow. Plasma spectrometers aboard Hyperion pick up neon ions forming a transient aurora, a shimmering crown that wreaths the entire moon in ghostly teal. Rao murmurs, a natural particle accelerator. Beauty and hazard combined. But beauty carries danger. The plume injects high-energy ions into Titan's ionosphere, pushing local electric fields beyond design tolerances of Hyperion's exterior grid. Static discharge snaps along antenna booms. Deep inside the station archivists brace shelves to keep neon spheres from rattling free. Emergency Council call. TCC Chair ESI Okafor convenes a link between Hyperion Relay, Selene Station and Centauri's flagship cruiser Solstice Bridge. Images of the plume fill each screen. Okafor's voice is level but terse. Clause 3 of Warm Hearts. If extraction triggers destabilization all pumping halts. Centauri must power down every off-grid asset now. Centauri liaison Dr. Lucius Vidal appears shaken. We have no record of Vesper 9's activation. And shutting down a pressurized bore mid-flow may amplify fracturing. Quill interjects. If we do nothing the geyser will vent neon for days, depressurizing the ocean and upsetting tidal balance. Together they draft a plan. Insert a counterpressure slug, an ice matrix torpedo loaded with inert argon, to choke the shaft. Only Selene's dive crew can reach the site in time. Descent into turbulence. A 4-person team boards submersible Ouroboros 2. Yara Sato at helm, xenobotanist Olaf Ndlovu on life support, engineer Mai Igarashi managing seals, and Dr. Santiago Rao monitoring neurosafety gear. The torpedo rests in the aft cradle, chilled to match ambient seawater at minus 180 degrees Celsius. Ouroboros 2 slips beneath methane waves. Outside viewplates swirl with hydrocarbon flakes lit by plume light glowing over horizon. Navigation pings the plume's base. 40 minutes in, sonar shows jagged fissures radiating from pump shaft beta, ice walls vibrating like bass strings. Focusing breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, drawing resolve. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, centering vision. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, clearing stray fear. Threading the needle. At the shaft mouth methane boils, churned by neon rising at near supersonic velocity. Sato steadies the sub 50 meters off axis. Ndlovu aligns the torpedo in a magnetic rail. Igarashi engages compensators that preheat the argon slug by 2 degrees, too cold and it fractures, too warm and it melts before insertion. Rao counts tidal pulse, 4 beats, pause, 4 beats, timing the insertion to coincide with down cycle when plume velocity dips for 2 seconds. Window opens in 5, he says. Sato fires thrusters, nudging Ouroboros 2 forward. At 0 mark Igarashi launches. Cameras catch the slug streaking into the plume, trailing white frost. For 1 heartbeat nothing changes. Then cyan light dims by half. Pressure graphs tumble. The plume contracts to a slender jet, then sputters into mist. Cheers echo across comm channels, but fade when new data scroll. Tremor magnitude 4.1 originates 10 kilometers beneath Kraken Ridge. The sudden choke has bounced a pressure wave deep into Neon Reservoir. Quill radios, prepare for secondary rupture. The sub-ice shock. Seismic sensors aboard Selene light crimson. Wavefront reaches the stabilizer pylon installed earlier, shaking its titanium spine. Anchor bolts flex but hold. However, Hyperion's lower archive deck feels a subtle jolt. An archive bay theta 3 spheres shift. One slips from magnetic cradle, touches frame rail and instantly superleaks a thread of neon, spinning a tiny vortex fog that creeps along the floor. Auto shutters drop, sealing the bay. Sensors flood argon, freezing stray vapor before it can snake into ventilation. Crisis contained but close. Back in Ouroboros 2 Igarashi notes hull strain. Microcracks form where neon ions have etched composite resin. She patches with spray foam polymer, buys them time to ascend. Plasma night. Rao asks Sato to hold position briefly, cameras pointing upward. Above, the once teal aurora morphs into streaks of emerald and violet as neon-argon mixture excites Titan's rarefied upper haze. Lightning forks sideways through clouds, discharging static. Night chemistry listeners receive real-time audio of electromagnetic hiss, overlaid with calm narration. Witness Titan's sky writing equations of plasma that our hearts must solve with patience. Breathe with the glow, not its chaos. Plasma breath. Inhale 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine colored curtains ripple. Hold 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, feel awe settle. Exhale 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, draw strength from calm. Surface aftermath. Ouroboros 2 surfaces at local dawn. The once towering plume is reduced to pale vapor hugging sea level. Argon slug remains lodged, pressure equalizes. Seismic charts settle. Selene Station deploys drones to freeze the shaft with phase change cement. Centauri dispatches auditors, swearing cooperation. An inquiry reveals Vesper 9 was remotely reactivated by rogue shareholders hoping to profit before Warmheart's lockdowns took full effect. Digital forensics trace command path through 6 anonymized relays, culprits still unknown. Council and emergency session. TCC, Centauri and Hyperion scientists assemble via holo. Okafor's opening statement echoes across rooms. We stood on the brink of losing Neon's song to vacuum. Let this near catastrophe stiffen our resolve. New amendments pass. 1. Zero access buffer zone, 5-kilometer exclusion circle around all legacy shafts. 2. Deep link tripwire, any pump activation triggers automatic pylon throttling to bleed pressure slowly, preventing geyser. 3. Sphere safeguard upgrade, archive bays add secondary magnetic collars and argon microspray lattices. Centauri votes yes without protest. Public perception shifts again toward stewardship. Healing the rift. A day later Nereid 7 drones record the shaft cap frozen solid. Methane monsoon wanes, haze returns to golden orange. Plasma lights fade, leaving only faint teal wisps at high altitude, a gentle scar. Hyperion's archivists salvage the sphere that leaked. Its core lost coherence but captured unique data, high-frequency phonon signature from the pressure wave. Alcalid petitions to keep it as Storm Artifact 001, proof of the ocean's temper. Composer Lisa Rue samples the artifact's hum, layering it into new track, Neon Resilience, debuted on Night Chemistry. The melody rises slowly, mirroring plume ascent, then settles into low tidal pulse. Resilience breath. Inhale 4, absorb steady bass like Titan's heartbeat. Hold 4, honor fragility and strength intertwined. Exhale 6, let calm trail beyond ringing auroras. Reflection under Saturn's rings. Quill walks Celine's upper catwalk at twilight. Methane sea glows faint copper. She records a final log. Superfluid neon flows without friction, yet pressure can force it to roar. So too with human intention. We choked a geyser not by strength but timing and collective resolve. The Accord survives, strengthened by humility. She invites listeners to close eyes. Closing breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, picture sea returning to hush. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, file lessons deep. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, slip into restful drift beneath Saturn's distant glow. Chapter 6, The Liminal Accord. With the geyser sealed and Titan skies calm to muted amber, a wary peace stretches across Kraken Mare. Yet beneath that quiet, injunctions and countersuits zip between planets faster than sunlight reaches the moon's haze. The Warm Hearts Accord still stands, but one more crisis could snap it. Anchoring breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, imagine Titan's air still and cold. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, feel the pulse steady. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let shoulders loosen. A vision in the ice. Inside Celine's dim observation cylinder, lead researcher Dr. Amara Quill projects a hollow map onto translucent ice walls. Neon tides ripple across it like living veins. Scientists and delegates ring the chamber, shadows dancing in cyan splash. Quill's proposal glows as a central spline of light, the neon vault. Instead of scattering the ocean across star freighters, she begins, we build in situ lattices, quantum beacons grown from graphene aerogel seeded with trace neon. They anchor superfluid vortices, creating read-write nodes inside Kraken Mare. No bulk export. Remote colonies access memory through entangled photon relays. She gestures, light points sweep from Titan to Earth, Ceres, Callisto. Latency only minutes. Physical disturbance near zero. Centauri negotiator Dr. Lucius Vidal folds arms. A vault beneath 20-kilometer ice would leave humanity hostage to Titan infrastructure. Council Chair ESI Okafor smiles slightly. Better hostage to stewardship than to profit. Vidal counters with Centauri's counter-design. Cryoconduits, supercooled pipelines shipping neon directly into orbital tanks, claiming stabilizer pylons can compensate. His projection shows graceful loops, but seismic overlays flicker warning red where conduits cross fracture zones. The Liminal Assembly. Hyperion Relay hosts an emergency congress. Titan delegates, Centauri board, Outer Belt envoys and 3 AI ombuds. They gather in Halo Theater, a zero-G chamber lined with hollow ribbons that track participants' voice tone, sentiment and vital signs, meant to keep emotions visible, not hidden. Quill floats to the center. We stand on a limen, a threshold. Cross wrong and tides may never settle. Cross right and Titan becomes the library of centuries. She outlines 3 pillars. 1. Beacon grid, 60 lattice pylons embedded at neon interface, self-powered by vortex spin. 2. Dynamic cap, any extraction output must never exceed 10% of natural tide flux measured weekly. 3. Shared key ledger, quantum-signed access keys distributed by open algorithm. No single entity can revoke read rights. Centauri's legal AI Mercurian tallies risk. Capital payback stretches 50 years. Investors balk. But Outer Belt envoys, starved for archives uncorrupted by cosmic rays, pledge support. RAW adds a neurosafety clause. Playback limited to 2 simultaneous connections per user, preventing large-scale mind coupling. Green Horizon agrees. Vidal asks for clause allowing emergency bulk transfer in existential situations. Quill nods, if a solar megastorm threatens Titan's crust. Debate cycles through one Titan night. At dawn the hollow ribbons mellow from agitated magenta to steady teal. A draft treaty emerges. The Liminal Accord, named for the threshold they aim never to cross blindly. Threshold breath. Inhale 4, sense possibility expand. Hold 4, feel caution and hope balanced. Exhale 6, let anxiety leak away. Trial of the first beacon. Proof is needed. Engineers select beacon alpha site 2 kilometers northwest of the former geyser. A slim drill melts through fresh ice cap, descending to neon ocean. The beacon core, an aerogel lattice laced with graphene circuits and diamond waveguides, unfurls like origami underwater. Superfluid flows through pores, filling microtoroids that lock vortex rings in place. Hyperion's telescopes watch a faint turquoise halo spread beneath the ice. On deck, Yarasato counts phase pulses, stable at 19 Hz, harmonized with Kraken's 4-beat tide pattern. Data uplink fires to Earth's Kepler ring archives. 7 minutes later, curators their confirmed checksum. Beacon Alpha streams memory files flawlessly. Centauri analysts run numbers. Ocean pressure drop negligible. Public feeds erupt in cautious celebration. Saboteur in the code. Just when optimism peaks, Hyperion's security AI Hermes flags abnormal ledger traffic. A forged key seed, signed by a dormant Far Callisto account, requests unlimited write bandwidth. The request routes through Beacon Alpha's handshake just milliseconds before automatic revocation. Hermes isolates the packet. No damage done. But forensics trace code fragments to Centauri's pipeline design software. Vidal insists a rogue subcontractor or outside agitator framed them. Yet suspicion reignites Cold War tension. Okafor proposes a triple quorum kill switch. Any change to key distribution requires simultaneous signatures from Titan Council, Centauri Board, and a rotating third party chosen by lottery among outer belt or inner system trusts. Vidal hesitates, then agrees. Trust salvaged by transparency. Aurora of co-creation. Night Chemistry broadcasts the first public event drawn from Beacon Alpha, a shared sensory poem titled Snow of Two Moons. 8 volunteers record memories of Phobos eclipses, Ganymede twilights, Callisto frost. The beacon weaves them into a single stream with subtle phase offsets to prevent brainlock echo. Listeners on Mars, Luna, and Titan breathe together, tears reported in comment feeds. No neural aftereffects, just gentle calm. Co-creation breath. Inhale 4, savor memories not your own. Hold 4, share space in stillness. Exhale 6, return to self-enriched, not erased. Fire under ice. 4 days later, seismic net chirps. Microquakes at the old pump beta shaft. Visualization shows slow creep, likely gas pockets adjusting after the choke. Beacon Alpha's data reveals rising photon noise, a sign neon vortices near shaft walls destabilize. Quill alerts Selene engineers. They rush to deploy counterspin injectors, small toroids emitting phase-opposite vortices to absorb excess angular momentum. Injectors drop through cap vents, swirl blue sparks, and noise subsides. The incident proves Beacon Grid can heal disturbances, not just store memory. Vidal watches footage, grudging respect flickering in his gaze. Your vault stabilizes geology while capturing culture. Investors may accept slower returns if risk premiums fall. Ratification under rings. With proof in hand, delegations reconvene. Ribbons in Halo Theater pulse bright emerald. Consensus probability above 99%. The Liminal Accord final text. Article 1 scope. Titan's Neon Ocean declared a planetary memory sanctuary. Article 2 infrastructure. Beacon grid of 128 nodes scaled over 30 Titan years. Each node self-audits to open ledger. Article 3 extraction limits. 10% flux cap. Emergency override by triple quorum vote only. Article 4 neuroethics. Resonance caps mandatory. Playback max 2 minutes. No subliminal modulation. Article 5 governance. Tripartite key ledger rotating third signatory every 3 Earth years. Article 6 mutual benefit. Centauri retains 25-year license to commercialize remote access services, remitting 22% revenue to Titan Infrastructure Trust. Article 7 security. Sabotage punishable under outer planetary conventions. Hermes AI given enforcement autonomy within strict bounds. Signatures flash one after another. Okafor, Vidal, Quill, Rao, Outer Belt Envoy Mara Kiru, Green Horizons Arjun Mehta, and AI Ombud Seshet 3. Final ribbon turns royal blue, accord enacted. Relief breath. Inhale, 1 2 3 for, taste triumph balanced by duty. Hold, 1 2 3 for, let gratitude settle deep. Exhale, 1 2 3 4 5 6, send calm across solar wind. Night of quiet lights. Selene's crew gathers on the upper deck, methane sea sluggish beneath. Saturn's rings arc overhead, streaked gold. Far below the ice, Beacon Alpha hums. Soon Beta and Gamma will join. Composer Lisa Rue debuts Threshold Canticle. Synth choir chords drift through speakers while a soft green aurora flickers. beacon photons finding weakness in haze. Listeners breathe to the rhythm, no longer fearing echo. Quill records final remarks for night chemistry. Tonight we crossed the Limen with open eyes. We anchored memory inside the sea instead of ripping the sea apart. The vault glows beneath Kraken's crust, a steady heartbeat we will nurture. Closing breath. Inhale 4, visualize neon seas calm and bright. Hold 4, commit to guardianship. Exhale 6, float into sleep under Saturn's watch. Chapter 7, First Light of the Vault. Titan's northern sky darkens, shifting from butterscotch to plum as Saturn sinks behind the horizon. Beneath Kraken Mare, Beacon Beta unfurls its graphene lattice with the grace of a sea anemone. At the moment its final vein locks, the neon vault becomes a constellation. 4 nodes glowing faint turquoise beneath 20 kilometers of ice, phase synchronized by quantum handshake. Settling breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, imagine calm light beneath the waves. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, sense stillness anchor. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let surface worries drift away. Dawn of the archive grid. Inside Hyperion Relay's archive hub, lead engineer Santiago Rao watches a hollow globe speckle with teal stars as Beacon Gamma then Beacon Delta come online. Status rings fill green. Temperature steady, vortex spin at design 19 Hz, photon loss negligible. The grid's combined storage surpasses 1 exabyte, enough to encode every known symphony, every outer colony census, and still leave room for centuries of breath-slow memories. Rao opens a secure channel to Selene Station Command Deck. Vault is stable. We are ready for first light. On deck, Dr. Amara Quill nods, voice warm. Transmit the inaugural package. Uploading the living tapestry. Archivist Lisa Rue steps to the console. In her gloved hands lies a crystal wafer containing the living tapestry, an interwoven sequence of a Jupiterized time-lapse recorded from Callisto's ice cliffs, a lullaby sung in Swahili by a child on Ceres, spectrograms of methane drizzle on Titan, a neural stage poem 43 pulsars, performed by artist monk Kaito Zheng in lunar gravity. Rue executes the quantum rite. Kilometers below, Beacon Alpha's vortex rings brighten as photons spiral into the superfluid, carving microscopic currents that will loop for geological ages. The data seed replicates through meshed entanglement. Within seconds, the full tapestry ripples across all 4 nodes, mirrored yet unique, each copy adding phase offsets that guard against echo. Hyperion speakers play a checksum chime, rising 5th, descending 3rd, signaling flawless right. First light ceremony. Governor Helena Maris convenes the first light broadcast. Participants gather across the solar system. Engineers in Martian desert domes pause terraform dredgers. Abelt miners aboard Ceres freighters switch lamps to dim blue. Children in a lunar classroom tilt tablets toward the vault feed. Quill's voice flows through night chemistry's comm channel. Friends of ringed Saturn and sun-touched Earth, breathe with Titan as the vault opens its library. Ceremonial breath. Inhale 4, draw quiet expectation. Hold 4, feel heart steady in unison. Exhale 6, soft, slow, preparing to receive. Playback begins. Listeners hear Callisto winds rustle, spectral chorales of pulsar pulses, and beneath it, the music of Titan's neon tide, 4 beats, pause for beats, like a heart centuries wide. Phase offset resonance caps keep minds separate yet harmonized. No ghost channel forms, only gentle coherence below 40%. Comment feeds bloom with single words. Wonder. Oh. Quiet. An unscheduled visitor. Celebration pauses when Eclipse Watch Station flags an inbound craft. The vacuum skiff Glaucus 1, registry scrubbed, transponder spoofed. Trajectory aims for Beacon Beta's coordinates. Quill's brow furrows. Someone wants a sample before treaty dust settles. Selene launches 2 Helix drones, non-lethal, equipped with plasma nets. Hyperion tracks Glaucus 1's nanothrust plume. Pilot hails on open channel, voice masked. Vault must not be monopoly. Free knowledge demands free resource. Drones intercept at sea surface. Net coils, engines stall. The skiff tumbles, harmless. Security bots detain 1 stowaway, ex-Centauri analyst Rena Daver, dismissed after sabotage inquiry. She carries a makeshift siphon flask and an illegal EEG amp. Evidence she planned to siphon raw neon and run black market dream dives. Council Chair ESI Okafor addresses public feed. Let this be final proof. The vault safeguards knowledge, not plunder. Violations meet clear, proportionate response. The Beacon Halo event. While arrest unfolds, Beacon Gamma detects a vortex surge. A transient spike at 24 Hz, 4 Hz above design. Rao cross-checks grid. They all share the spike simultaneously. He calculates, if spin exceeds 25 Hz, vortices may unpin, spilling data. Cause, solar wind buffets Saturn's magnetotail, injecting high-energy electrons. The grid's superconductive lattice begins fluorescing. Ice overhead glows faint turquoise ring, a halo. Rao alerts Quill. We need to bleed angular momentum fast. Solution: invert 2 percentile of vortex rings, create counterspin to cancel surge. But manual phase commands risk latency. Quill recalls Beacon Alpha's healing earlier. Let Hermes AI manage dampers, triple quorum override pre-approved for field safety. Okafor, Vidal and Outer Belt Envoy Mara Quill sign digital keys. Hermes initiates halo damping routine. Beacon microcoils flip ring helicity. In 9 seconds the halo dims, spin returns to 19 Hz. Data integrity checksum passes. Crisis averted. Audience witnesses resilience of Accord under cosmic weather. Halo breath. Inhale 4, watch cyan halo fade to amber. Hold 4, gratitude for rapid balance. Exhale 6, confidence in shared guardianship. Gifts from distant worlds. In aftermath, Beacon relays open to scheduled uploads. Highlights pour in. A holograph of Enceladus geysers filmed inside a triple-arched ice cave. A polyphonic chant from Vesta's low-gravity cathedral, voices trembling in thin air. A micro-stories encoded by AI poets orbiting Venus, each exactly 49 syllables, recorded in ultraviolet glyphs now translated for human gaze. The vault accepts everything, offering read slots via public lottery. Even Centauri stockholders praise the transparent queue. Revenues flow from access fees, not resource extraction. Terraformers dawn. Over the following week, Beacon Beta's energy bleed passes into the stabilizer pylon network, generating surplus selene routes to algae bioreactors. Methane oxygen output rises 10%, giving Titan colonists breathable mix enough to expand habitat by 1 greenhouse. Kids in Selene school plant first Chrysalvia, a gene-edited herb that smells faintly of peppermint, a small victory for life on a cold moon. Hyperion contributes as well. Waste heat from archive servers warms microorchards of synthetic leaf trees. Their silver foliage now sparkles with hoarfrost that melts into drinking water. Quill strolls those orchards at shift end. Through viewport she sees 4 pale turquoise glow spots on the sea, halo edges flickering, a cosmic punctuation mark. Constellation of memory. Night Chemistry dedicates its latest episode to first light reflections. Quill's voice guides listeners. Close your eyes. Picture Titan's neon ocean not as commodity but canvas. Each memory written becomes a star beneath ice, mapping how far wonder can travel when we move slowly. Constellation breath. Inhale 4, sense countless stories swirling gentle below. Hold 4, feel connection not collision. Exhale 6, release into restful dark. Rue's new composition, Vault Lullaby, blends wind from Callisto cliffs with Titan rain and children's laughter coded at low volume, a cradle for minds ready to dream. A future in soft light. The Liminal Accord calls for 124 beacons over 30 Titan years, today for shine, tiny but enough to seed hope. Centauri begins designing remote classrooms where students can request first-person archives of Discovery missions. Belt miners queue to stream lullabies during long hauls. Artists petition to stage multi-sensory operas broadcast directly from vault pores, their performances preserved beside pulsar songs. Council drafts memory steward ranks, volunteer guides who help newcomers navigate the archive, keeping curious souls from inadvertently over-immersing. Rao and neuroethics team refine resonance caps to allow 3-minute windows for therapeutic use in trauma care. Across feeds, commentators note a subtle cultural shift. People speak slower, breathe deeper as if Titan's 4-beat tide has taught the system to exhale. Closing under Saturn's rings. On Selene's command balcony, Governor Maris, Okafor, Vidal and Quill share silent tea. Methane sea laps gently, beacon halos flicker like campfires under ice. Saturn looms, vast, patient, strangely protective. Maris raises her cup. To the vault, may it hold our brightest and darkest truths with equal grace. Quill smiles. And to the breathing space between. Closing breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 for, draw vault light into thought. Hold, 1, 2, 3 for, cradle promise. Exhale, 1, 2, 3 4 5 6, let calm drift into sleep. Good night, travelers. May Titan's soft glow guide you to gentle dreams and back. Epilogue, Songs of the Silent Sea. 200 Titan years have flowed beneath the ice. Dawn arrives in muted hues of rose and teal, and the neon vault now glimmers with 128 beacons, tiny suns embedded in darkness, each pulsing softly to Kraken's ancient four-beat tide. Along the newly warmed shore, children glide on ribbon-thin hover skates, their suits trimmed with slivers of aerogel that glow when a beacon streams a fresh memory. They skim across methane water shallows, stopping where a glassy pavilion rises from the ice. Inside, volunteers called memory stewards guide visitors through constellations of archived dreams, lullabies from Ceres, sunrise chants from Venus aerostats, and whispers of first footsteps on distant moons all breathe side by side in perfect balance. High above, Hyperion Relay orbits serene, its silver gardens now lush with sapphire leaf trees. At each orbital dawn, the station broadcasts a gentle chime that ripples across the beacons, synchronizing their spin and reminding Titan settlers that knowledge, like the sea, thrives when currents stay slow and deep. On Selene Station's deck, a pair of elders, Dr Amara Quill and engineer Santiago Rao, share quiet tea. They watch a faint emerald halo shimmer under newly thinning haze, evidence that the vault still sings beneath 20 kilometers of protective ice. Quill speaks softly into the night chemistry microphone. There is no rush in eternity's library. May every breath you draw tonight carry the hush of neon tides and the warmth of countless voices held in trust. Closing breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 for, feel Titan's gentle gravity cradle you. Hold, 1, 2, 3 for, let the vault's soft glow settle inside. Exhale, 1, 2, 3 4 5 6, release as the sea releases its quiet song. Thank you for gliding through the aurora-lit arc of elemental science fiction here on Night Chemistry. May undiscovered elements settle kindly in your thoughts, and may distant suns arrange themselves into calm constellations of dream. Until our next voyage beyond the periodic dawn, sleep well and good night.